So I just I don't know what I really wanted to talk about, but I think it's about feeling emotions. Um, Cause yesterday I was lonely, but I kind of got on a screaming app and just started screaming, and I felt a little bit better. And then I just, you know, so I do want to talk about feeling emotions, but like sometimes when you're lonely, you need it. You need something to kind of fill the void, but I don't think loneliness is something to run from. I don't think any of our emotions is something to run from, because if we feel them, if we get through the emotions that we perceive as negative, we can actually digest them, and allow more positive emotions to come in. And it's just one of those things where it's like, that's kind of the chapter of my life that I've been in. And I realize in my life, a lot of people don't necessarily know how to tell us what we need to hear and help us in the way that we're necessarily looking for. Because at the end of the day, bro, you can have people around you supporting you, which helps, but it's all about how you feel about yourself. So you have to do the inner work. You have to come to a point where you're comfortable with yourself. You're okay with yourself. God heals us. God works with us. And sometimes most of the work is done in silence. It's not. Most of the healing is done in silence. We just deal with it, and God, He's working. And God talks to us all the time if we really listen. But it's like, sometimes that can be like silence. It's not like He's always gonna say something that's like audible, or like somebody just talking to us or something like that. And I realize that when I see a lot of older folks, I always talk about older people because that kind of gives me an idea of what it looks like to be somebody who's really matured in life. And a lot of older folks, they don't really have an outlet to talk to anybody about how their problems or what they're going through, or anybody that would really understand them. So I realize that a lot of emotions and stuff that we go through is something that we have to deal with, that we have to heal within ourselves. It's not something that somebody can just tell you the magic words that you always wanted to hear. And it can happen like that. I've had moments like that where somebody told me something that I definitely needed to hear right then and right then in that moment. But there is still a process of you dealing with it on your own, because we spend life around people and stuff like that, but we spend a lot of time alone too, so it's kind of a 50-50 thing. And don't look for everybody to understand you, because everybody's in their own little worlds. And when you don't look for people to understand you, then you can start trying to understand yourself. You know, you can start trying to figure out who you are, why you're feeling this way, and what you can do to make it better. You know, and a lot of times making it better is to just process the emotions and just feel it and come out on the other side and get through it. Because I had periods in my life where I had a lot of noise in my head, and I had to get through that period in my life, and I had to get through it. But what I realized is that all that noise in my head, first thing I had to learn to do was I don't necessarily have to acknowledge it all the time, and I can just let the thoughts go in and out. And the second thing I had to realize is that sometimes the noise in your head it's just a process of something that your mind and your body and, you know, everything else that you got going on is just going through at the moment. It's just something you're going through at the moment. And people say it all the time. I never really got into this quote like that. I never really, like, they say, like, this too shall pass, you know, but that does relate to a lot of things in life. A lot of things in life, if you just keep going and you want to get out of it and you don't want to be in that situation no more, just give it time and things will get better, you know. And that's why I look at a lot of people, like, if they're going through something that's like a lot and they don't know how to get out of it, and it's been going on for a long time, I really look at them like, man, you don't know how many blessings you're gonna reap from going through something for so long, bro. Like, and just dealing with it, bro. Like if you've been dealing with something for a long time, man, and you don't know when it's gonna get better. All I have to tell you is that when it gets better, it's going to be good, bro. It's really going to be good. So just keep going. And the longer you've been dealing with it, and based on how bad you feel like it is, or how much if you can get through it, I'm telling you, on the other side of that is so much positivity. So just have hope and keep going. But yeah, man, I just want to encourage y'all today. And that's something that I learned in my life. And a lot of things that we learn in our life, a lot of the older folks, they don't really talk to us about this and that. At least my grandparents didn't. They didn't really say too much about life and what to learn and what not to learn and all this. They just tell you what to do, what not to do. They do tell you what to do, what not to do, but not like in a deeper way. More like just the simpler things, like just like every ordinary things. But like when it comes to like deep issues, it's not really a conversation that's talked like about that. And what I learned from that is, a lot of things in life we just figure out as we go along. You know, it's not something that somebody necessarily needs to tell us, because ultimately you're going to figure it out and you're going to find a way, you know. And yeah, man, that's the beauty of life, man. Is life teaches us what we need to know in some way, shape, or form. And life is the best teacher. Because life is God, man. God gives us life. And yeah, He teaches us through life. So, but yeah, man, I'll talk to you guys later. I just want to make a video.